Kiss Kiss Bang 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 Bang, a James Bond music podcast unlocking the history of 007's greatest hits with Morgan Jeffrey and Tom Eames.
Hello, and welcome to Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, a James Bond music podcast. I'm Morgan Jeffrey, an entertainment journalist and 007 obsessive.
And I'm Tom Eames, a music journalist and all-round chart history geek.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is a new podcast where we'll be discussing and dissecting some of our favourite theme songs from across 6 decades of James Bond movies.
From the brassy brilliance of Thunderball to the rock reinvention of Casino Royale's You Know My Name, we'll be unpacking each song's origins and analysing its chart performance from the disappointing lows to the all-time highs.
Plus, we'll explore each song's place in the history of the franchise, how it reflects the themes and mood of the film it was made for, and the era it was made in.
So tune in each episode for trivia, debate, and a dose of nostalgia. And like a souped-up Aston Martin DB5, we'll also have a few surprises in store.
So, Tom, this podcast is designed to appeal to our twin passions. So I've been a Bond fan since ITV's 007's season in 1999, where the channel showed a new Bond film every single week. So I would have been 12, perfect age for a Bond awakening. I went in a total novice. The internet was in existence, but there were nothing like the resources and scope of information out there that exist today. So I went on a real ride across that ITV run. I came fresh to each new film, experiencing and enjoying each new era of Bond, the franchise from start to finish, with all its amazing twists and turns and highs and lows along the way. And I was quickly hooked, taping each film off the television and watching them over and over. Eventually swapped my tired VHS tapes out for the official releases, later to be replaced by DVDs and Blu-rays, which sit alongside games and reference books and memorabilia, and of course, the original novels by Ian Fleming. For me, Bond is just the ultimate escapism. They're the ultimate blockbusters.
Yep.
You've got action, you've got adventure, you've got romance, you've got humour, amazing locations and style and cool tech, all fronted by a cool and charismatic lead character. And not only that, but I love any franchise, any character from Sherlock Holmes to Doctor Who that welcomes different interpretations and approaches. So you can take one core idea, it has these certain unshakable truths, but within that you can play it many different ways. And that's why Bond, I think, has always been so successful, is its ability to successfully reinvent itself. And that's a huge part of why I'm a fan, because of the variety it offers, all without losing its core appeal. But how do you feel about James Bond?
Well, I was introduced to Bond in the mid-90s when Pierce Brosnan was Bond. And, you know, I loved his films. Well, the first 3, at least. And then Daniel Craig's as well. But it took a long time for me to go back and get into the history of Bond. In fact, I think it was meeting you that influenced me and making an effort and watching them all back. But I'm nowhere near you when it comes to, like, you know, my Bond knowledge. So I do need a bit of your teaching still as we go along with this. But, you know, one area of Bond I've always been a bit obsessed with is the music and its iconic theme tunes. I'm particularly passionate about, you know, the history of the charts anyway, general music history. But I just love the history of Bond's theme songs and the artists who sang them or almost sang them. And, you know, there's nothing else quite like it. There's no other film series like Bond anyway, but I love that to this day, the news of, you know, who will perform the next theme and what the song will sound like is always a very exciting moment. And you just have so many memories attached to, like, the songs, depending on what era you were when you were watching them. So I look forward to getting stuck into them.
All of which we hope means that we are well equipped to tackle the assignment that lies ahead, exploring Bond's musical history through the eyes of both a 007 fanatic and a man who's just plain passionate about pop music. We've got the gadgets and we know how to use them. It's going to be a lot of fun and a must listen for any Bond fan. So to make sure you don't miss an episode, be sure to subscribe now to Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
And you can also follow us and share your own 007 musical memories on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. We're on @BondMusicPod on all of those, and learn more about the podcast at jamesbondmusic.co.uk. And you can also email us at bondmusicpodcast@gmail.com.
From the team behind the Two Geeks Two Beers podcast, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, a James Bond music podcast, is coming soon to all good podcast providers, for your ears only.